Hello, hello, and welcome to Bitesized Podcast. I'm your host, Andalee. Bitesized Podcast is a nutrition-focused podcast for pregnancy, postpartum, and baby starting solids. So if that's something that you're interested in, be sure to subscribe and catch up on all our previous episodes. Is anyone else in this hemisphere so excited for spring? Man, oh man, after the hustle and bustle of the holiday season and getting into a new year, I feel like I'm just so over the darkness and cold and blah. And now that spring is here, I'm feeling like a new person. I'm sure if you're a mom, especially a new mom, some warmer weather is just what you need. Getting out for some fresh air with a new baby is going to feel like the best dream come true. I know I'm really looking forward to turning my hot girl walk into a hot mom walk someday with my matcha and overpriced stroller, so if that's you, I'm stoked for you. If you're a new mom or a new again mom, then you're going to love today's episode. This is particularly for anyone in your close circle of friends or family that you might have visit you in this period. Today, I want to talk about how to navigate guests after birth. So firstly, congratulations! Your bundle of joy has arrived, or is about to. Welcome to motherhood. These next few weeks are all about you nourishing yourself and baby, bonding as a new family, resting, and healing. It can be awkward, messy, emotional, and full of changes. Sometimes moms feel the need to retreat and bond as a new family unit, but also this pull to feel connected to their community. This postpartum period is going to be filled with a lot of new moments and also possibly a lot of visitors, which is what we're talking about today. Now, I have to admit, I love babies. There's nothing like a newborn. Those tiny aliens suddenly on the outside with their little wrinkly hands and tiny stretches. We all could just hold them and stare at them forever. So I've spent much of the last few years being that visitor that just wants to hold baby, while you tell me all about the miracles of birth and breastfeeding. But that doesn't actually make me a great guest. And to all the friends who are listening, I'm so sorry for not being a better visitor. As a new mom with hopefully lots of love and support around you, I wanted to help you figure out how to handle visitors. So let's get into it. I'm going to ask you a few questions to help you navigate what kind of boundaries you might want. So first of all, will you be hosting or will you be taken care of? As a new mom, having just given birth, which is an amazing physical feat, your number one priority should be rest. So whoever you invite into your home should be comfortable enough to host themselves and pamper you. This means they'd be comfortable getting their own coffee or tea, offering to watch baby so you can have a shower, as well as either bringing a meal or making one for you and extra while they're there. Will your parenting choices be respected and honored? You've been making parenting choices from the moment you found out you were pregnant. You've decided so far what kind of birth you wanted, how you nourished your body, and how you plan to raise your child moving forward. There are so many new decisions you'll be making moving forward, especially in those first few weeks, so be sure that anyone you invite into that sacred space is nothing but supportive and non-judgmental. Contact naps or not, the equipment you've researched thoroughly, like bassinets or swaddles, all of these which can also be new for parents who forgot all about that newborn phase. Will all of these choices be respected and honored? Are you comfortable feeding your baby around your guests? As with the aforementioned, guests should be supportive. So if you've decided to bottle feed, will you need to pump while they're there? Or if you're breastfeeding, how comfortable are you doing it in front of your guests? Have you been feeding openly so far and now all of a sudden you need to figure out how you want to cover? Do you want to cover? How do you feel about that? It can often take time to adjust to this new routine with baby, so having the added stress of a visitor might make it more difficult. Will you feel uncomfortable with lochia and postpartum bleeding around guests? Bleeding post-birth is extremely normal. And while we've seen a rise in the acceptance of those wonderful adult diapers with moms sharing the reality on social media, that may not mean you are necessarily comfortable and your guests might not be either. While you might not know how you will feel about this until you're living it, this is certainly something to take into consideration. Will you be able to express all of your emotions freely? Birth comes with an extreme high of emotions. Oxytocin and endorphins are at an all-time high during labor. Coming down from that, coupled with breastfeeding, hunger, and possible sleep deprivation, it's no wonder emotions can run high at this time. It can be overwhelming to adjust to this new role and routine, and women often find themselves weepy or crying suddenly, even when feeling happy. If this might make you or your guests uncomfortable, then that's something to take into account. If you have a partner, are you on the same page as them? Agreeing on these boundaries or a list of safe people before you enter the postpartum stage will help you maintain a strong front. Having your partner help maintain these boundaries will be easier than navigating through those decisions when you're faced with them in the moment. So discuss with your partner the following things. Who is welcome to visit? How long can they stay? What do we expect from visitors? Who is responsible for cleaning up after them? If the visit's too long or has become uncomfortable, how do we handle that? Overall, you need to remember that this is the time to rest, recover, replenish, and connect. This is the time for your body to heal and for your new family to experience all the love. Coming up, we actually have a part 2 to this episode. We'll be discussing how to be a good visitor, so be sure to tune into that, as maybe it's something you want to share with your trusted visitors to make the visit that much more enjoyable. It'll be something you can send to friends, family, or link on social media if you prefer a more passive approach. Don't forget, if you plan on breastfeeding, it's important to continue to take your prenatal vitamins. And if you shop with Needed, you can use my code Bitesized for 20% off your order. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, follow us on Instagram, all the places, bitesized.podcast. And in case no one has told you today, you look radishing. Bye! Although I am a certified holistic nutrition consultant, I am not your consultant. The information herein is purely for entertainment and educational purposes only and does not always apply to your specific needs. While I strive to provide you the most up-to-date information about nutrition, this is not a substitute for professional and medical advice, and you should definitely speak to your personal healthcare practitioner for advice tailored to you.